All right, Second Amendment, John Shorstrom. Did I say that right? Storstrom. I'm good at messing up names, except my own.
It's Stordstrom. It's Swedish. It's like Nordstrom with a Stord in front of it.
Right. Oh yeah, you may bring that in.
I feel we need to pile on and talk about the Second Amendment some more.
Yeah.
It's important, so let's go over this again. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Eat the mic. Speak up.
What? Right here? Yeah. Let me just lift it.
I want the whole state to hear this.
All right, there have been some revisionist interpretations of the Second Amendment from the anti-gun crowd. So let's go over what the Second Amendment really means. A well-regulated militia. The militia at the time of our founders was defined as all able-bodied men. Our founding fathers never narrowly viewed the militia to be only those actively employed by the government. The militia was and is the body of the people. So, all y'all. Well-regulated implies nothing more than proper discipline and training, being prepared, and being equipped. That's why you should all be frequenting your local shooting ranges and buying ammo. Buy cheap, stack it deep. Alright, security of a free state meant security of a free polity or free country. The framers of our Constitution knew that a well-equipped and prepared populace, the well-regulated militia, was necessary for a free nation. A well-armed population is hard to subjugate and difficult for a tyrant to control.
Yeah! If you disarm us, you control us!
Right of the people. The Bill of Rights uses this phrase two other times. In the First Amendment's Assembly and Petition Clause, and in the Fourth Amendment's Search and Seizure Clause. The Ninth Amendment, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights should not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people, uses similar terminology. All three of these instances unambiguously refer to individual rights, not collective rights, or rights that may be exercised only through participation in some corporate body. Nowhere else in the Constitution does a right attributed to the people refer to anything other than an individual right. What is more, in all other provisions of the Constitution that mention the people, the term refers to all members of the political community, not an unspecified subset. The Second Amendment right is exercised... Oh Lord, it's a lot of wind. Is exercised individually and belongs to all Americans. Keep and bear arms. The object arms means today what it meant back in the 18th century. Contemporary dictionaries defined arms as weapons of offense or armors of defense. Anything that a man wears for his defense or takes into his hands or use in wrath to cast at or strike another. The term arms then and now applies to weapons in general, not just those specifically designed for military use. Now for the phrase keep and bear. Keep arms was simply a common way of referring to possessing arms for militiamen and everyone else. To bear arms meant the carrying of weapons for an organized militia or outside an organized militia. And shall not be infringed. This one should be obvious, and unfortunately our politicians sometimes don't understand. Putting these together, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It is obvious that the framers of our Constitution were guaranteeing the individual right to possess and carry weapons. The Second Amendment, like the First and Fourth Amendment, codified a pre-existing inalienable right. The Constitution does not grant this right, it just declares it shall not be infringed. In recent decades, the progressives have tried to reinterpret the Second Amendment. They claim it only related to the National Guard. They called it a collective right. They enacted draconian anti-freedom gun control laws. They were wrong, and thankfully have been beaten down twice now in the Supreme Court. D.C. versus Heller, and this past Monday we got the decision from McDonald versus Chicago. The Supreme Court held that there is an individual right to keep and bear arms, and now that right is incorporated by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment and applies to the states. The court did side with us each time, but it was a 5-4 split. Shameful. Had just one justice gone the other way, it would have been a setback for gun rights and American freedom. Elections have consequences. We need candidates that will vote for freedom in the legislature, and we need leaders that will appoint good judges to the courts. I encourage you all to volunteer your time, engage your friends and neighbors, and work this November and in every future election to get liberty-loving patriots elected. Thank you and have a great Independence Day weekend.
Freedom! Declare your independence! I know I am. All right. Ready yet? No.